Hi, I'm Larry. It's so nice to see you. We climbed up a mountain today. I kind of got a bit missing in action there on episode 4 because I was dealing with some loss. And if I may, for episode 5, I'd like to ring this, the loved one that I lost. But today I'm not going to talk about loss. We're going to talk about gain. So just if you can take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it for 3 seconds. 2, 3. Now exhale out of your mouth all the way. Now inhale again to the count of 3 through your nose. Now exhale out of your mouth. Give it a. If you even so want to, you can om. So breathe in out of your nose, or into your nose, and then breathe out of your mouth. Okay? I'm going to ring this Tibetan singing bowl here in the mountains, and I'm going to ring it for all the people that we've lost. It's just good energy to do that. It's a deep one, this one. You can hit it with this other mallet, and it'll sound different. Whoa. Just about lost my mallet down the cliff. My mallet. Just about lost my mallet down the cliff there. That wouldn't have been very good. That one's Q's too, so he would have suffered a loss. But let me grab that before the wind blows it off. All right, we'll shut this down. But I rang the singing bowl because I lost some energy doing it. But the bowl gained some energy. And, everything in life is about gain and loss. We gain some things and we lose some things. And we climbed up this big old mountain and we burned up some energy and lost some ATP, and we gained a beautiful view. I mean, that's probably worth it, I think. I hope you're enjoying it, because I sure am. Yes, sir. If you get the sir reference, you probably know what mountain that might be. But, you know, the glaciers melt in the spring and the summer. The rivers and the creeks and the streams and the fish, they all gain. So everything's about loss and gain. When I lost last week, I was pretty sad. It really hurt. I cried. Not because mosquitos are landing on me up here, but actually, look at this. We got his gain. Hopefully, not my loss. But he's not a stinger. He's just an imposter. He's just looking like a wasp. So I didn't kill him first time I saw him. I looked at him first to make sure. He wasn't going to sting me anyway, even if it was a wasp. So, oh, and there's another one. They sure like me. Q, look at this. All these bugs are sure liking me here. Can you just give me a moment? We're making a U-boob. Oh, I think he likes my medallion. Maybe he's attracted to my energy or something. Oh well, we're all trying to gain. So, oh, there's a mosquito, and I lost some blood in that one, but I won't die as long as my camera doesn't fall down the cliff here. But you know, I was reflecting on my loss last week. It was pretty tough. Cried. Took me a few days to kind of wrap my head around what had happened. You know, took some time for myself and I reflected, spent some time thinking about all the good times and the memories and some of the things I wish I'd said. But I didn't feel completely lost because I'd told that person I loved them a lot. We had some amazing times, went some amazing places, and oh, I got 4 mosquitoes on me right now, and they just all lost. Ah, there's a lot of mosquitoes, and these weird bugs. I got ants on me. I got everything. This is just getting to be like the Rocky Mountain safari of insects here. But where was I? I was thinking about last week, you know, and a weird thing happened when I was feeling really down. I ended up going to a family event, and there's a whole bunch of people that were giving me hugs, and we were talking and reflecting. And in the middle of it, somebody I really care about was climbing a tree, and he fell out on his head and on his neck. Fell out of the tree. I heard my father say, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh no, 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 no." We ran out of the house to see what was going on. It was serious. So I've got some first aid training and kind of been trained to deal with, pretty stressful situations. And I ran over, and the little guy was all, his eyes were not doing good things. And I said, "What happened?" And he said he fell out right on the back of his neck and on his head, and knocked him right out. And so he was kind of coming around when I came over, and so just supported his head and stabilized his neck because I'd asked some questions. I knew what was going on, and so we all gathered around. And oh boy, first thing you do is you check. You go through the ABCs. Go through airways. Are they breathing? Well, you even start before that. You ask questions about what's happening, but you go through your ABCs. Airways. Are they breathing? And then B is, are they bleeding? Because if they're bleeding out of their neck, then that's a big problem. Got to apply compression right away, stop the bleeding. And then the third thing is their heart running? So I could see he was breathing because he was trying to get his air, and then I didn't really worry about his heart, but his eyes were doing really not good things, like the brain things shouldn't be doing. So we just calmed him down and said, "Okay, okay, breathe deep, breathe deep. Just lay back. Don't move your head. Can you finger? Can you feel your fingers or toes? It's always a good sign." And then, you know, just make him comfortable because you're evaluating. You're seeing what's going on. So the more information you have about a situation, like that mosquito that's biting me right now, I can feel the pain. There we go. He just met his maker. The more information you have, then the better decisions you can make. So if you ask questions and evaluate a situation, then you're gaining in knowledge about the situation so that you could make sure you try to prevent any further loss or bigger issues. So this all happened, and he ended up going to the hospital, and he came around, but boy, he wasn't really making sense. And it seemed like maybe he might have had internal injuries. So took him to the hospital, had him checked out, and yeah, I found out that he was okay. And but it was scary, really scary, and that was on the back of my last situation where I was still processing, trying to come to terms that I was never gonna see somebody I love again. There's a lot of bugs around here. Maybe climbing up here to shoot a U-boob video wasn't the best idea, but you know. So when I was meditating and reflecting on my loss, man, I was just glad I didn't have further loss. Somebody in a wheelchair or something break their neck or get damaged. Made me think about. I started listening to some Pink Floyd. Sometimes I do that when I feel sad or I want to feel emotional because Pink Floyd, they got a special way of telling stories. I was kind of feeling comfortably numb. And I went to the dark side of the moon and then listened to a bunch of their other songs and Wish You Were Here. And that made me cry pretty hard. I listened to Another Brick in the Wall. We're all just bricks in the wall. We're all connected. Everything in this whole world's connected. But then I got out my Pink Floyd shirt because I like this image a lot because we got a light wave that looks white coming in here and then it refracts and changes going through the crystal and it goes in one side and it comes out different the other side. And that's kind of like our lives. We're energy and we transform and don't always know what we're going to transform into, but it was comforting because I look at us as all energy. We're all connected. We're all one. As much as they want to divide us, as much as they want to keep us from realizing we are all one, we're all connected. I'm connected to you, and you're connected to me, and we're all connected to that mountain and the glaciers and these mosquitoes, even. Everything's on frequency. We're all just frequencies slowed down. E equals MC squared. So everything that happens in life, some things lose, some things gain, but then we end up finding the balance and energy goes in one side, comes out the other. Might be different, but I've come out of the last couple of weeks appreciating life a lot more, looking at how do I gain, and decided to climb up into the mountains and see some glaciers and take some time for me. And my legs will probably be sore tomorrow. Probably gained some lactic acid, burned up a bunch of glucose, and I operate on ketones though mostly because they're anti-inflammatory and I don't run out of glucose then. I got a little bit of fat on my body that I can always burn and carry with me. So we got to ask ourselves what do we want to gain? Anytime we do something or say something or think something or just be something, what are we gaining? What can we gain? What are we trying to learn? What knowledge are we trying to gain? And when we gain knowledge, then we should try and change into something that gives us further gains. It's like the equalizer of life. You got to adjust things to get everything into the perfect harmony and balance and the right frequency for your body and your mind and your soul. Getting out into nature is a pretty powerful thing that helps us, ground ourselves and get connected to what truly matters, the energy on this planet that we're all part of. And I got another mosquito way down on my leg right now. Oh, and this other bee thingy, he's decided to come and, oh, I got you. Oh man, there's a lot of them. Q is getting eaten there on that other mountain range, but I'm getting worse. But oh well, his gain, my loss, his gain, and oh man, that one just about took my eye out. So, so every time we start something new or we are looking at a situation, we got to ask ourselves, are we going to gain something? We also got to understand the risks because every time we change something or add something into the mix, we could potentially mess something else up or throw something else out of balance. So there's a lot of different things that come into looking at gain. We all think about stock market gains or savings or time invested in something or starting a new job or finding a new gal or boy or whatever turns your whirl. It doesn't matter, but you have to ask yourself, is this something that's adding or subtracting or, am I losing or am I gaining? You know, that's the thing you got to balance. Oh, like killing that mosquito on wow, and we're getting some wind and stuff going on here. So the whole thing in our bodies is it's about charge. There's positive and there's negative. I see it as gain and loss. So are we gaining electrons or are we losing electrons? Are we gaining potential, redox potential, or cellular respiration potential? What are we trying to gain? And what are we doing that might be taking away from our charge or taking away from our gain? So, if I get caught up in a big old huge storm here and get blown off this mountain, I'll probably be a bit of a loss. But here, I'll show you a little bit more kind of where I'm at because this is something. Look at this something, something, hey? That's just, yeah. Holy moly. It's worth the mosquitoes, Q, I tell you. Look at that. That's the sir, the big sir. Oh, and I'm getting bit through my Pink Floyd shirt. Okay, well, I just want to talk a bit about gain because gain is more positive. We're gaining something. I mean, you can gain negatives too, but think in terms of gain. You're charging up your batteries, you're doing things in your life that are adding to your potential or to your opportunities and storing up energy. Oh, look at that. I tell you. Oh man, I'm gonna have mosquito blood all over my Pink Floyd shirt. That's gonna be trippy as heck, I bet. Got them in my hair, mosquitoes everywhere. So, on that note, how do you gain? How do you gain knowledge? How do you gain information and data? You got to ask questions. You got to analyze things. Because if you don't, then you're kind of blind. And if you're flying blind, probably going to crash into something before you know it. So, these mosquitoes. I should have brought bug dope up here, but I don't really like dope. Bug dope anyway. I don't even really like the other type of dope, but whatever people want to do, if it takes them somewhere that they feel special in, maybe they're gaining. I don't know. I'm not here one to judge. If you do too much of something and then it starts causing some loss, then that's only up to you to answer that question. Is this good? Is this bad? Or is it just is? That's just is. Yes. It's kind of how I look at it. I don't have all the answers. Just trying to not lose all my blood to mosquitoes right now, looking at an amazing mountain. So, talking about gain. Generally, if we're getting ahead, if we're gaining, if we're being positive rather than negative, I think that's pretty good way to live your life. Try to gain. Be nice to people. Forgive. Yeah, I watched Q's talk. Oh man, there's a lot of mosquitoes here. Watch Q's talk where he's talking about loss, and he did a pretty good job. Maybe tear up a couple times, but that's a good thing. So, yeah, how do we gain? How do we gain good fuel? How do we gain sanity? How do we gain, you know, our present moment? How do we understand frequencies and energy and how all this stuff works together so we can gain in our lives, so we can gain a good life? We don't have to suffer or feel pain or have our brains not work. We don't want that. We want things that are gains and good, positive stuff. Don't need to carry around all that baggage and anger and hate and division and all that stuff that some people want us to be divided. They want us not to have a good brain. They want us sick. I mean, it's hard to believe, but some people don't have our best interests at heart. They want to hurt our hearts. They want to break our souls. They want us to fight, argue, get on all that social media and face truck and all that stuff and just bring out the bad energy, not the good energy. They don't want good frequencies. They want all the bad frequencies. And they start hitting us with stuff. And gotta let all that go. Get back out into nature. Even with the bugs. Ooh, there's a lot of bugs. That's okay though. I'm not gonna get upset because I'm alive. Some of my friends aren't. Wish they were here. But I'm on the bright side of the mountain, not the dark side of the moon. So I'm gonna leave you and all these bugs and go ring my bell. Oh, it's a lot of bugs, but that's okay. Hey, they gotta go for a living too. They're just trying to eat me to make some babies and lay some eggs and continue the cycle of life. So who am I above a mosquito or a cockroach or a rat or an eagle or an elk? I don't know. Oh, look at that. That guy is trying hard. He's hungry. Look at him. He's like frantic. Bet he's starving to death. He hasn't seen any blood for probably an hour. Okay, we're gonna. Oh, he got away. Okay, that one got away. I guess that was just the way the universe wanted it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to the sir. Say goodbye to you for now. And thank you for watching. And if you want to share this, and like it, and set up the notifications so it bugs you in your sleep and vibrates and microwaves you and all that stuff. I don't know. Just like and subscribe and maybe share with your friends because we're going to get into food next one. Probably start with metabolism. I think Q started that in episode 4, 3 maybe, when he was over there on the mountains. But yeah, we need fuel. We need energy. We need to make energy out of fuel. So start to get into that. Why do we eat food? Why do we need energy? Why do I need all that energy in ATP to walk up this mountain? Well, otherwise I wouldn't be able to walk up the mountain, I guess. So, adios. Happy trails to you, and we'll see you down the road. Thanks for tuning in on Q. Eats electrons. Q. I eat electrons. We all eat electrons. Thanks a lot. Good day.